Hello, Samurai Brothers world. How is everybody doing? I am excited to come to you today with one of the first strategy-based videos that we are going to be doing for the game. You've seen, or if you haven't seen, we have posted already live streams and playthroughs of how to actually play the Samurai Brothers game. But we haven't really gotten into the details as to why are we choosing the cards that we're choosing, and what is the layout of everything that's going on. And so what I want to do is wanted to kind of start a little bit of a go over of these and give you an opportunity to see the card art up close a little bit more. And then if you already have the game, we want to just take that time to start to show you and teach you as to what you're looking for as you're playing, picking the cards, choosing what strategy you're going to play, all of those things. So we're going to just kind of take it one chunk at a time, because I want to be able to just keep these videos short enough that you can watch them pretty quick and get an idea, but also be able to give you some details as to how to play. So today we're going to be looking at the Fire Temple cards. And so these are for the fire element. Now at the beginning of the game, there's two ways that you can basically pick your team. You can either just pick all of the same element. So if you wanted to just play all fire and you just kind of agree that way, or you can pick the individual cards from these. And so we generally, as our family, we generally will pick individual ones because it's kind of more fun to mix and match. It gives you more choices to make. And honestly, how you pick at the beginning of the game goes a long way to determining how well you're going to play through the game. So the fire element, and we're going to just kind of work through from the most important pieces. So I'm going to bring them up to you here. So first of all, we have Haru. So Haru is the samurai, and you can see and tell here. So right on the top of the card, this is the samurai logo. So you see that, then you know he is the samurai. These cards are two-sided because they come in both activated and deactivated, and I'll show you the backside here as well. There's still some pops of color on the backside, so you can still see that it is the fire element. But most of the time, at least during the main part of the game, your samurai will be in the activated form. And so we're going to kind of try to pull out some themes. One of the biggest themes that I can tell you with the fire element with these temple cards is that of turning weakness in your guards to strength. And we're going to kind of see that theme multiple times as we go through here. Samurai Haru is the youngest of the Samurai brothers, and he is also kind of the main character that we have picked for really all the storytelling of the game. And so he kind of has this fiery attitude, a little bit of the David versus Goliath syndrome, or kind of that younger brother who gets picked on. And so that reflects a little bit here too in what we see. So every samurai comes with an enhanced power, and Samurai Haru's enhanced power, as you can see at the bottom here, is increase guard counterattack damage by 2 heart. So this doesn't matter whether it's the fire guard or any other guard that you have. If you manage to steal guards and increase or whatever, but it will automatically do 2 more counterattacking damage. And so we'll spend a little more time talking about the fire ant shortly, but just to show you how that works, the fire ant has a defensive value of 2 heart. It can absorb 2 damage, but he can also counterattack with 1 heart. However, when you pair these two together, then the fire ant can actually counterattack with 3 heart instead of just 1 heart. So it triples the damage that he's able to do. Now, the other guards are stronger, so it won't have that much of a multiplier on them, but it will increase your counter-attacking damage for any guard by 2. It just has an extra oomph, especially for some of the weaker guards, the 2, the 4, the 6, the mouse, and the otter. It just has kind of that extra little punch. And so even if you start with a weaker guard, this helps your guard weakness become something that's a little bit stronger. And it is one that I find often your opponents kind of forget that you have this enhanced power, because they're so worried about all the other things that they're trying to do as they're attacking you that they might forget that yeah, oh, he has a weak guard, so I'm going to attack. But the counterattack can really help and do a lot of damage with that. So that's what this does, and this power, this enhanced power that Haru has, is one that stays with you for the entire game, because you are, when you pick your samurai brother, that's who you are for the game. He's not just a character on your team. You are him, and you are playing as him, and he cannot be stolen, and this power cannot be taken from you at all. The only way that this power is really limited is if you don't have guards or you don't have activated guards. So if you have Haru, then stealing guards and keeping guards activated is a key part to that strategy. And you're going to see that that ties in with the heirloom. So the heirloom that we have here is the dragon egg. And so what the dragon egg does is allows you to activate all your guards in the temple and then reload your hand to full hand if you need to. Now, that may not sound like a crazy thing. However, other than stealing a guard, this is the only way, and I guess playing the defender of guards, those are the only other two ways that you can really ever reactivate your guards through the game. And so naturally, if you're drafting individual pieces and you end up with a bear or an eagle, there's a great benefit to working with this. But even if you're playing with an ant or a mouse or an otter, just the ability to reactivate your guard is something that can often help to just deter someone from attacking you, especially if you have kind of a weaker dojo, you don't have a lot of great ninja in your dojo. So remember, with heirloom powers, you can see right up top here, this is the heirloom logo. This is, of course, the fire logo telling you which element it's from. With heirloom powers, they are one-time use unless the heirloom gets reactivated. And again, the only ways that you're reactivating an heirloom is if you play Defender of Heirlooms, you can reactivate one heirloom, or if you steal an heirloom, it becomes reactivated when you steal it. And so this still retains some general powers of helping your samurai heal if it needs to, which all heirlooms do. But this one-time ability to reactivate guards, whether it's a couple of weak guards, or sometimes even if you're fortunate enough to have a couple of strong guards, or just whatever, and then you can see, so now if you take this fire ant who can only do one counterattacking damage, pair him with Haru, now he can do 3 counterattacking damage, and then if you pair it with a dragon egg, he can do 3 counterattacking damage twice, so it's 6. And so suddenly this fire ant can do as much counterattacking damage as the best guard, which is the eagle, the golden eagle, which can also do 6. And so suddenly this weak little ant has been turned into the strength of this kind of surprise counterattack guard that goes with it. And so we'll talk a little bit more about the ant, like I said, in a bit, but this is how you can start to pair together and chain together things. Now, like I said, if you have strong guards, there's also a reason to get the dragon egg, because oftentimes if you have strong guards, you're going to be attacked early on because of those strong guards. And you also know that there's a threat that those guards are going to be stolen from you. So the quicker that you can reactivate them and have them available, again, activated guards, one of the biggest benefits they have is not so much that they can counterattack, but the fact that your opponent knows that you can counterattack. It's not the counterattack itself, it's just the ability of a counterattack. If someone's weak, they're not going to want to come after you, even if you have a weak guard, if they know that your guards are activated. So another card here that this ties into this theme that these fire temple cards have is Master Hotaru. And every sensei has a power that allows you to place one ninja to your dojo, and most of the sensei have a power that is related somehow to playing more or different ninja to your dojo. Hotaru is different because he allows you to exchange your guard with one in exile. And there's a couple of different ways that you can use this to your advantage. One, of course, is very simple. Let's say you do have the fire ant and there's any other guard in exile. You can exchange your fire ant with another guard that is in exile, and it becomes an instant upgrade no matter what you have. Secondly, the other benefit to this is if you have a deactivated guard, you can exchange your deactivated guard for an activated guard. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing a huge downgrade because deactivated guards still can provide good defense for your temple, but a slight downgrade is sometimes worthwhile to, again, get yourself an activated guard. So let's say you have the 10 heart black bear guard, but you've already used his counterattacking ability. If you instead use Hotaru during your sensei phase to exchange for the 8 Tawny Owl, it is a slight downgrade. But then remember, if that is paired up here with Haru, the counterattacking of Tawny Owl goes from 4 to 6 and makes it a stronger counterattack than somebody else just having the bear in the first place. So you're still not really losing anything, and you gain the fact that you have it. Now, in addition, if it makes it back around to your next turn, whether you got to use Tawny Owl or not, then the black bear is still sitting in exile and you can swap back. And so, especially for games that play out a little bit longer, there is definitely a benefit of using Hotaru to keep your guards rotating. It's a tougher play. It doesn't give you a huge advantage the first couple rounds of the game, while everybody's loading up their dojo. So there may be times too that I might recommend drafting a different sensei for the first couple rounds. And then if you get the opportunity to either swap senseis or even pull a steel sensei card, you could steal the Hotaru out of exile, swap them with yours, and then you have this guard exchanging ability. And again, if you're playing with 4-player, then the first couple rounds of the game, there are going to be other guards available in exile, even though they will probably be the fire ant and the mouse most of the time if you're picking individual pieces. But this idea that you can just swap from otter to mouse, mouse to otter, and go from that. There's one other pairing that ties in with some of our action cards that I don't have out here. But one of the other things that you can do as a simple play is you can, on your phase, let's say you have a steel guard card, you can pay the minimum and steal, and we'll use this as a transition, but you can steal this fire ant from exile. It's only going to cost you 1 heart ninja, so basically a baby ninja. So a baby ninja plus a steel guard card, and you steal the ant, and you don't have to pay up for it. On your next turn, let's say there is Tawny Owl or Black Bear or Golden Eagle in exile, then you take this ant that you stole, and then you swap it during your sensei phase using Hotaru, and you move from ant up to the bigger one. And then on your turn, and when you get to your conquest phase, if you have another steel guard, you can steal the ant again, and you can do that again. And so it really can become this very strong as other players are getting weaker in their guards because there's lots of attacking going on. You can use the power of the ant, and one of the strongest powers of the ant, again, is not how that he can only defend 2 or counterattack 1 without an enhancer. The strongest power is what he frees you to do. So if you can take a baby ninja, exchange it, or steal the ant from exile, first of all, that helps heal your sensei 1 heart if you're stealing it from exile. It comes to you, so you get that little bit of defense if you absolutely have to use it, but if it makes it back to your turn, then you can exchange the ant for a black bear. And so instead of paying 5 heart ninja, instead of paying 1 of your legendary ninja, you've now just paid a baby ninja, but then you have a guard that can absorb 10 damage for 1. And so it's a really significant upgrade. And if the ant's not available, then the mouse or the otter at 2 or 3 is still a very viable way to play that. And so just like the whole game has been developed to be able to identify the weaknesses that you have and turn those into strengths that can enhance your chances of winning. And so that was one of the elements in the gameplay. Can't even really call it a mechanic because it's not a traditional mechanic of a board game but it was really just kind of at the heart of what we wanted to do. And I think this fire element, and so let me just kind of I know it's a little blurry back there, but this fire element really exemplifies this idea of turning your weakness into strength. And because it is Haru, he is the youngest, he doesn't have a lot of power in and of himself, but by combining his power of the guard counterattacks, it makes you and allows you to be in this position where you can handle and maybe even discourage, and you can tell and you can remind your opponents that, hey, I do have +2 heart to my counterattacking, so please attack me, because my little ant here would love to do 3 damage back at you. You know, you can attack me with a baby attack, and I can just attack you right back with this fire ant and do as much damage to you as you just did to me. And so, again, just playing on this theme of weakness into strength, and that's really exemplified within the fire element of these temple cards. And so that's a little bit of an overview. There are certainly more combinations that we can play, and I think at some point it'd be really fun to show you some of the combos that you can play outside, like of different elements of temple cards mixed together. Like we talked about a little bit, using the fire ant and Hotaru, and then using that to exchange for other stronger guards, and also using the dragon egg to activate other stronger guards or reactivate other stronger guards. That's really good. But I think today, just to kind of give you the overview, if you kind of like being able to sit back, play maybe a little bit more of a defensive game, and work to be upgrading your defenses as everybody else is attacking each other and trying to discourage people from attacking you, this might be the kind of the setup of what we have. So anyway, if you have not yet, would you please like and subscribe this video? We are working on our goal of getting to 50 subscribers. I think we're going to do some sort of giveaway when we get to that 50 subscriber mark. And so whether this is your first experience in this, or not, we'd encourage you watch the preview video that we had. Our Kickstarter preview video is up here on the channel. Love to have you do that, but just like, subscribe. If comments or questions on this, we'd love to hear it from you. What's your favorite piece of art of these 4? We have, I'll hold them up for you one more time and just go over. So we got Samurai Haru, we have the dragon egg, okay, we have Master Hotaru, the sensei, and then we have the fire ant for the guard. And so which of those is your favorite art? What powers do you see in these cards that you really like that you've done? And I've shared with you kind of some of the strategies that I like to play if I kind of work these things together, and love to hear from you as well. Links to purchasing the game are going to be in the description, and we are still doing our 6 gallons of water to Hurricane Ian relief for every game purchased. And so if you've not yet purchased a game, or even if you have and you want to just give this as a Christmas gift with the holidays right around the corner, your gift can be not just a gift to someone of a game, but a gift for someone else who's in need of water. And so we posted the warehouse video just the other day, and so we would love to continue to just build the contributions that we can do, partnering with you and getting water to the people who need it most with this hurricane relief effort that's hit Southwest Florida. So anyway, thank you for your time. Appreciate you dropping in. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe would be the most important thing, but anything that you can do to help us and feed the YouTube algorithm so we can start showing up on other people's feeds, and we would just love to do that and get the word out with the board game. But thank you so much for tuning in for this overview of the fire cards, the Fire Temple cards, and Samurai Brothers. Have an awesome day.